Okay. Here's the 148 finished, the December '89 Philly 148. See if I can get a better picture of the face of it. Looks pretty good, don't it? Also, look right there. The person that won the auction wanted me to put an RFX150 on it, so that's what we've done. And there's your ID plate off the back of the radio. I got it mounted on the top of the, actually the bottom of the RFX150. There's the leads from the counter plug. I got to drill a hole and run them underneath the counter, underneath the amplifier now, since I covered up that hole that I had them going through there before. We got the amplifier all mounted nice and pretty. The fins are sticking up, so if you've got it sitting on a table, it sits like this. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Alright. The radio is doing great. I got that focused? Yeah, I got that focused. See that scale there, that scale there in the middle? I got it set to times 10, which means that the 10 there in the middle is actually 100 watts. So if you look, it's running about 120, 110, 115 watts right in that area there. That's on the dummy load, so it's I know it's accurate. And that's on sideband. That's on lower sideband right there. And let me switch to AM. Dead key in about 15 watts and swinging to a little under 100. Audio test. Now I'm on a stock microphone. I do have, let me check. Yep. I do have the mic gain turned all the way up, but it's I'm testing it on 555 since that's the international call frequency. I keep getting that light in the glass there on the watt meter. If I can move around this way, it's just in the way. All right. There it is on AM. And let me switch to the top. There it is on 172. You see it's still running about 70, 80 watts on AM. And here it is on upper sideband audio. About 80 watts on 28.725. Let me roll over to the low band. Audio test 1 2, a little over 100 on 26.815, which that's kind of what you want because it's closer to the CB band. Let me switch to AM. Okay, dead key in about 18 watts, swinging to about 90. So it's balanced out pretty doggone good. All right, I'm gonna put the covers on it. Once I get the covers on it, then I'll get another shot of it. But there it is. Nice radio. You can see the PC board. The runs are not hacked up. It's clean. And now with that RFX150 on the back of it, boy, this would be a hell of a radio. Switch to the antenna. Oh, I've got the antenna disconnected because of lightning. So I'll try to have that hooked up next time I do a video. Alright, I'll be back. Got the external antenna hooked up. Break 19 for radio check.
It's working, driver. It's working. Sounding good.
10-4. Appreciate it, fellas. Have people hear you with this thing. Alright. Let me get to hooking up the frequency counter connector and put the covers on it. I'll get another video after that. Okay, welcome to Lester's Custom Truck Shop. This is the final video for Paul in Australia's 148. Paul won the 148 in the auction on eBay, actually by doing a buy it now, I do believe. This radio has a history. We shipped it out and didn't include the right documents, and it came back to us. But fortunately, when it came back, Paul had written and said if it hadn't shipped yet, had the RFX150 and set me up a counter. So, Paul, there's your counter. It's an SC390 Texas Ranger. Same thing as the Galaxy 347. They're identical. It has been calibrated for 27.385, and as you get further away from 385, like up to the top, it'll change by about 2 kcs. In other words, let me center the clarifier. Right there is 385, and if you go to 28.725, which is at the top of the band. Oops, that's too far. You see it's reading 28.725.2. And switch it over to 26.815 is still pretty close to being right on. I'm trying to get the counter where you can see it better. The camera washes it out, but anyway, there it is. You're getting a brand new microphone with it. It's a Superstar, labeled a Superstar. It's actually a Workman DM507 5-pin. Has the 5-pin connector. I did try it out. It works great. And let's see, what else do I need to show you? You know about the scan function. Might help if I squelched it. As you can see, the counter changes with the scan. Goes up and down. Get and save. Let's say we wanted to save this frequency here, which is 27.795. Push the lever down to save. And then when you want to get it, you push the switch up to get it. Okay, this button right here, center position is channel 1 reference. That's in reference to channel 1, the CB channel 1. Push it up and it's frequency reference. If you put a 2 in front of it, that's 27.79, and put a 5 after it for 5 if your clarifier is centered up. All the way down is band channel. This is band D, channel 39. Okay, and that's upper 79. Voice lock. All the knobs and controls work like they should. They work as labeled. Okay. And let me turn it around so you can see the bottom. Well, you get a brand new chrome mounting bracket. new mounting knobs. They are brass. And brand new rubber washers in between the mounting bracket and the radio. If you remember, the original 148 came with the mounting washers, but most of them have deteriorated and went away. So I found a washer manufacturer in Britain, and I ordered a whole bunch of washers from there for these radios. Now, your power cord, this one's not yours, but it's connected the same way. Yours will have one fuse in it, and the SSB radio, the SSB radio and the amplifier will need to go to one power source, okay? They'll need to go to one power source. There's your warranty sticker. Okay, and there's the ID tag. I put the ID tag on the bottom of the amplifier. That's where the amplifier serial number is. And I had to turn the screws facing out because I was afraid that if I turned them facing in, they would touch something inside the amplifier, and I didn't want that to happen. And there's your Lescom serial number tag right there. It's also on the amplifier. So, you're all set. There's the connector coming out of the back of the radio for the counter, right underneath the amplifier. You got plenty of cable, so you can just wrap it up and set it on top of the radio if you want to do that. Okay, I notched the covers and the back part of the radio for those wires to come in. If you remember, or you view the earlier video, you see it coming out. And where was I? Okay, yeah, if you remember, the cable for the frequency counter was coming out in that small hole through the back of the radio. Since you wanted me to mount the amplifier on the radio, then I had to do something else, and so I ran it just over the edge, and so I notched it, and then notched the cover so they wouldn't cut into the wires. And that's also a small piece of split loom on there to protect the wiring. Okay. And let's see, the ID tag for the radio still has the protective plastic covering on it. I just left it on there. If you want to take it off, you can. Alright, chrome covers, brand new screws throughout except for the power screws. I do apologize for that. I forgot about them. So, and I'm afraid if I take it loose now, it won't get back on. But I may try to do that before I ship it out to you. But if it starts feeling weird or feeling funny, then I may stop, because I really don't want to cut the security sticker or any of that stuff and go back into it just to replace those screws. I mean, the screws are still good. They got just a touch of rust inside where the tip normally goes. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you is the amplifier switch. See that switch right there? Amp. If it's pushed towards the amplifier, it's off. If it's pushed away from the amplifier, it's on. That allows you to cut the amplifier off and just run strictly on the radio. Okay? And I hope I've covered everything. You did get a nice pretty box with a frequency counter. Okay, nice pretty box with the frequency counter. I may fold this up and put it inside of another box, but if there's not enough room, then I'm just going to trash it. You'll just have to do without it. But the counter and all the parts will be in there with it. Alright, I think that about covers it. If you have any questions, please email me. You can email me through the website or through YouTube after viewing the video here. Okay? Paul, thanks a lot. I hope you enjoy the radio. 7-3s. Thing I meant to show you here is your power cord. Okay? There's the connector for the amplifier and the connector for the radio. Alright, there's the fuse. I've got one 30 amp fuse in it. That's about 10 amps for the radio and 20 amps for the amplifier. Okay, used heat shrink to put those two together. And I also extended the power cable because the cable that comes with the amplifier is real short. And the power cable that comes with the radio is not heavy enough. So I put you some heavier cord on here and extended it out. It's about 3 foot. And then another foot from this connection. So you got about a 4-foot power cord that should reach your amplifier. If you go longer than that, you probably need to increase the cable size for the power. Alright, because that little boy right there, he likes amps. About 18, 19 amps at full power. Okay, thanks a lot.